Today we're going to read Last Stop on Market Street. Words by Matt Della Pena. Pictures by Christian Robinson. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Now, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. 5 Market. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped. Lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Kobe never have to go nowhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out of the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses, too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for?" "You got the real live thing sitting across from you." Why don't you ask the man if he'll play a song for us? CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking his strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered. I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound. And the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. 5 Market. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti tagged windows and boarded up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, Me too, CJ. Now come on. That is the end of the story. You see CJ and his grandmother at the soup kitchen. I can't tell if they're serving or being served, but either way, this is a very, very beautiful story. Um, I consider this book a very, very pertinent, physical education topic because it talks about walking in the city. It also talks about walking safely in the city and being with a trusted adult at all times. Let me give you some of my pointers for walking in the busy city, and these apply no matter how old you are. Number one, never walk alone. Always go with a trusted adult, even if you're in your own neighborhood. No matter how old you are, always go with another trusted adult. Number two, make sure that someone has means of communication. In the event of an emergency, you want to be able to use a cell phone promptly. Number three, whenever you're walking in your community, you want to make sure you have water. You may get lost, and you don't want to end up being lost and dehydrated. Water is very important when you're walking or doing any type of exercise. And the last point is, wherever you're walking and wherever you live, make sure you take the time to observe something beautiful in your neighborhood. If you look hard enough, I'm sure you will find it. Thank you for listening, and now we're going to get into some of the vocabulary of the book. Okay, the word I want to highlight today for the spell out warm up is lurched. The bus lurched forward and stopped. I want you to take a minute, turn and talk to anybody in your vicinity, and ask them, what does it mean? I'll give you about 10 seconds. What does the word mean, lurched? Okay, time's up. The word means to wobble, to totter, to stumble, to stagger, to jerk, to lean. It could also mean abrupt and uncontrolled movement. So the word lurched is a very, very good word to know, and it's a word I hope you will start to use in your day-to-day lives, students. So now that we have the word lurched, we're going to focus on exercises we can do. We have our spell it warm-up. Every letter correlates with the exercise I want you to do. I want you to find some personal space wherever you are. And I want you to do this exercise. And I am doing it with you. I am doing it with you. L, 10 skips. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Everybody stop. We're moving on to the U. When we see the letter U, we know we're going to do ski jumps. So I want you to find an imaginary vertical line on the floor or the ground or wherever you're watching this lesson. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, and jump side to side while you're holding your imaginary ski poles. And you need to be doing 10. That's the letter U. Ready, begin. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Okay, everybody stop. Next, we have 5 lunges. We're spelling lurched. So the next letter would be R. R is 5 lunges. Make sure when you do your lunge that your knee is touching the ground and you're bringing your hands all the way above your head, just like we do in class. 1, alternate, 2, alternate, 3, alternate, 4, alternate, 5, alternate. Everybody up? Lunges are over. Next is a C. Spelling the word lurched. C is 5 squats. Put your feet shoulders width apart. Ears and shoulders aligned back straight. You're going to drop your gluteus maximus to a 90-degree angle and come up and do a gluteal squeeze. That's going to be 1 squat. Ready to begin. Down, up, squeeze. 1. Down, up, squeeze. 2. Down, up, squeeze. 3. Down, up, squeeze. 4. Down, up, squeeze. 5. Everybody stop. Next, H. Spelling the word lurched. H is 10 hops. A hop is on one leg, while a jump is 2. Right leg, 10 hops. Ready to begin. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Stop. Left leg. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Everybody stop. Next we're going to the E. And the E is one of my favorites. You pretend that your back is against a wall. You don't get a wall. That's how you strengthen your hamstrings and your glutes and your low back, is by using an imaginary wall and fighting gravity. 20-second wall sit. Ready, begin. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 and 20. I can feel the burn in that wall sit, but we're about to end with a whole lot of fun, and that is our 5 push-ups. Everybody get in a plank position. Plank position. Bring your elbows to a 90-degree angle. Keep your nose out straight. Down, up, 1. Down, up, 2. Down, up, 3. Down, up, 4. Down, up, 5. Good job. You guys did the spell it warm up to the word lurched. Let's shake out our arms. Let's shake out our legs and get ready for the next item on our agenda. We're warm. Our muscles are ready. Now we're getting ready to find that trusted adult. We're getting ready to find a bottle of water. And we're getting ready to find a cell phone. And we're getting ready to get our imagination ready for a walk in our community. As soon as the weather permits, I want you to do a walk in your community. I want you to walk for at least 30 minutes. And then I want you to come back and answer questions about the assignment that I'm posting online. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.